Shalom Aleikum. This is Carrie. I'm going to talk to you today from the proof room. There's a verse that I've been wanting to share, and since I've turned the comments off of the videos, I'm having more time to do the things that I really want to do and I want to catch up on. And I did want to address that about turning off the comments. I had somebody that was not very happy with my decision to do that because she felt that turning off the comments didn't allow people to express themselves or give them place to have voice. And my thought is that if one needs to have a place to be heard, I could suggest opening your own YouTube channel so that you can share your voice. Because if you have something to be said that people want to hear, they will come and listen to your words. But as far as having it as a place to have healthy discussions, meaning having arguments and um, perchance disagreeing with the information that is presented, that is actually something that I'd like to avoid. I am very well set in that which I share from the place of my heart and seek to not jump into any argumentative stance. I appreciate everybody's position in which they see and where they share from, and I love the diversity of all of us who are here experiencing life together. But in this place, I would just like the message to be able to stand for what it is, coming from the place of my heart, and if it speaks to you, great, and if it does not, then flush it. Don't worry about it one bit, just simply walk away. But for others, if it encourages you and if it lifts you up, as it has done me, if it brings healing to your heart, then by all means, enter in and let's enjoy this verse that I'm going to share with you. Here we go. Today we are going to be looking at Luke chapter 12, verse 49. Fire I have come to send forth upon the earth, and I would that it already burned. I will share with you that when words are emphasized like this, which is John Etheridge's work here, that is because as it was written within the text itself, within the scrolls, this word was enlarged. So this is the word nura. Uh, Here we go, the word nura. And nura is the word for light. Yes, it can also mean fire, but it is also the word for light. And what is so profound about this is that without the noon on front of this would be aura, aura. So think about your aura, the light from your energetic being, your light body, and then the noon was added to it. And the noon has to do with our flesh. So this right here is actually speaking of our light body that has come as a seed of life that was sent here, one that's on a spiritual path that connects to their heart and raises them up as being one with the all of the all, the essence of everything that is. This is what you would consider as the word used as being the light of the world. This next word here is a word that means to come. And I will tell you that I was very shocked when I saw this, and the main reason why I wanted to share this verse with you. If you were seeing this from the position of becoming, to be, you would know this in its original form, and I said it that way intentionally, or original form, as eye. And if any of you have followed our work for a while, you would know what eye is. Eye is the Hebrew word that was translated as I am. And in that form, it would be spelled Aleph, He, Yod, He. Now, this is the completed form, as I am. The reason why it is completed is that if you follow the process of the Hebrew language and the Aramaic language, you will see something that happens over and over and over and over. Whenever a He is given, whenever you see a He that is written, which I find is really quite amazing that this verse does not contain a single He, but a whole bunch of olives. That is very intentional. Whenever a hey is presented, it is a letter that means revelation. When that revelation has been connected to you within, it becomes a tav. A tav means completed, finished, mark, sign, fingerprint. It is the last letter, and it means to be completed. So this, the root word would be haya, and haya means to be, to come, to be, to become, and to come to pass. But in this form, it is one who is. There is no coming, there is no to become. This is. That is so profound, I can't even begin to stress that enough. So, this is I am. This is not the essence of it. This isn't the revelation of the twin teachings coming from Mother and Father so that you can become one. This is one who is. Let that sink in for a moment. And how did this happen? Through the Aleph Tav, through the sacred languages, as this is a summary of the journey, the Aleph through the Tav, with every letter, every single combination of every letter that was ever created that brought forth life, the essence of the experience of being as a one infinite creator sent out as fractals of light to experience its own creation. And then we become as being as is right here. I have come to send forth. As light, I have come as is. That's really profound. I hope that I hope you feel that because I feel it through every essence of my being in every cell. So let's move on. It's a short verse. This won't take long. And I'm not meaning it to be an exhaustive interpretation. So I come to bring, put in place and cast, earth, land, country, soil, ground, will desire I, if from it suffices kindled love. This is very important to see this. I say most verses are profound, but this one truly is. So coming and bringing, that word that I was sharing with you about the Aleph Tav, Yod Tav, is from Aleph Tav Aleph, Atah, to come and bring. Seeing it in a manifested form like that is just truly profound. So what are we coming and bringing? We're putting in placing, in casting. What are we doing? Well, you will love this when I share this with you. Well, maybe you won't, but I certainly do. To cast, to place, to put. Ruma, aroma. This really is a shortened form of the word Aramaic, orama. And the reason why I say that is Aramaic has, if you've heard my husband, he will say Aramic language. Arama, arama. This means to elevate, to lift up, to elevate, to make high, like a citadel. And when you see this, we have the two alephs on the front and the back. This is the aleph of the mother, this is the aleph of the father, that have come to bring you their teachings, the teaching of one that is to lift you up and elevate you, to lift your head, to raise you from your poor and destitute place, to give you the living water teaching so that you can begin to generate your own power within from your heart. But you must enter in through the door to see where you've been disconnected, the areas that you need to deliver yourself from so that you can produce light. This is a shortened form right here for light. And I should say that this form, this Nura, takes the Hebrew letters and reverses the order to make the word that says to see. The light that sees. That's really profound. And then we have the door to this light that is going to lift you up. And then we have the ma, which is a word for measurement. This is a measurement of light within to raise you up. Now when we move into when it says about sending or setting forth upon the earth, the reason why it says upon the earth, it's really in the earth because we have the bet added. The bet added in front means within. This is a letter that has to do with your temple, with building your spiritual self, the form and shape. And notice the dagesh in the middle. This is a temple that has been filled. In other words, this is a temple that has the form, but also has been filled with the essence of the unseen that was given by going through the door within, gathering and assembling everything that was needed, and the most essential piece, the sheen, because this is dagesh, we're talking about the little dot, the name of the dot is dagesh. Going through the door within, gathering and assembling yourself through the fifth element, the sheen, the fire, the spiritual fire, filling the temple. When we get into the word earth, I love this because the first two letters of the word for earth is light. The second two letters is adversarial friend. So when you see that as adversarial friend, we are all one. So in the earth, there is light. There is only one light, and we are all of one, whether you are adversary or friend. This is all being built from the inside out. It's so beautiful. Then we get to the word will and desire. Will and desire. Zava. So uzave, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I am trying to learn to be able to say these words. I know them and I see them. I just don't know how to speak them as of yet. I'm in the process of remembering. So with will and desire, what do we see here? We see a connecting in the place of humility to mother. And that just means humble. That doesn't mean anything negative. It just means one who is humble and teachable. So mother teaches us to go on a hunt and chase for the spiritual matters, as there's a desire for us to build ourselves from the inside out. And because the bet is on the inside of the word, we're talking about building your heart into the place of bringing it into unity, into oneness through the essence of the unseen. So that is a desire and a will. Ana means I, but it's the seed of life that is within the heart that makes us as one with mother and father. It really is their desire and will that we would find the seed that was planted within our heart, the place of the I. In moving on, we have the word if. I love this. If from, if from. And we'll get to this from in a moment. Why is the if? This is so amazing when I look at this because this is Aleph Lamed. This is literally the word for God, El. The word for God, El. You would understand this or remember this as of Elohim. This doesn't have a Yod Mem on it. The Mem is over here, by the way. But this is a strong leader teaching shepherd. The if part is if you connect to the hidden, if you connect to the Father's teaching, if you connect yourself to your shadow. And only the strong will be willing to do that as they allow themselves to be taught within their heart by connecting to their shadow. These are the strong leaders that have been given the staff of authority. But only if you do your work and you connect to your shadow self, the hidden aspect of you. So this little word that I was sharing with you before, that was the portion of if from. I realized something here the other day that was deeply profound on this word because I've seen it for a while and I've seen it through definition. And there was a greater revelation that was given to me. This word through the Hebrew aspect of it is the word for manna. And, many of us have talked about having our daily manna in studying the sacred languages, or even just studying your Bible, or that which you feed yourself every day that has been given to you, manna from heaven, your spiritual food. But it also is a word that means to be a part of, a chord, like a stringed instrument. The connection that I had through music is that even through our DNA, each one of us has our own signature, our own frequency. And when we get tied into the understanding of oneness and become one with everything, we become part of the frequency and the chord, the song and the sound of the universe. You could say this as like maybe a Schumann resonance, the sound and the frequency of the earth. We become one with that. We become part of that chord that is being played because we chose to enter into the waters of chaos in order for us to walk in the flesh and be a part of that string instrument, that chord, that sound. The mem is made of a mem and a mem sophite. So there's a hidden portion that you do not see that makes up this letter, and it's the waters of peace. So we can either be in an incoherent state or we can be into a coherent state. We can find harmony within us, which is when we begin to generate our own power and become in tune with the earth as we are one with the earth. Moving on to the last two words, and then I will be done for my sharing for the moment. It suffices. It suffices. Hey Vav. It's really interesting to see how words will be a root and then it changes. So instead of hey Vav in it suffices, what are we seeing here? Well, the Vav remained. So what was added was the Kaf Dalet. And the Kaf, notice how this is really a cup, a vessel that is meant to be filled, has the Dagesh. So this cup has been filled with the quintessence, with the sacred fire of spirit. And the Kaf is grasping a hold of the power. And Kaf is spelled Kaf Pe. So this has to do with the mouth that speaks forth revelation, that they grasp a hold of the power of, by going through the door of their inward man, Dagesh, where they were pierced, where the spirit fire allowed them to be connected. So the revelation became something that they did with the revelation. So there's a doing part of this. There's a doing part of kindling love. So notice again how it's kindled and the way they translated it, as they talk about kindled and they talk about fire. But it also is the word for light and love. Here is our light and here is our love. You've heard many people talk about light love. Well, this is it. This is in the beginning is the light, and at the end is the love. So if you want to know how to be able to get light love in your life, this is the verse that explains it. This is the word for love and kindling love. But what do we see? Those who were once separated, who found life, they built themselves on the inside and they became it as completed in their work. Bet Tav is a word for daughter. Bet Nun is the word for son. The son is one who builds the form. The Bat is the completion when the form is filled with the essence of the unseen, the divine feminine energy that comes into the form of the divine masculine energy, which is the essence of what love is all about. Chet, if this was a Chet Yotav, this is literally the esoteric spelling of the word for life. But you have to build it. You have to find it because you were separated from it. And the only way you find it is by going within and building it within your heart. Building as a son, who then becomes a daughter because they had the light and the love, the process, they are now as is, as having come. One last thing that I didn't share with you. The gematria of this word right here, this Aram, is the same. Actually, I'm going to extend it out one more letter. The gematria of these 4 letters right here is the same gematria for the word lamb, Lamb, the lamb, following the lamb wherever it goes. When we take a look at these 3 letters itself, in the gematria form we would have the word Amar, Amar, and that is a word that means the word. Following the word wherever it shall lead, because it brings you into the place of oneness and it lifts you up in the place of light, the place of love. Shalom, shalom. Chavutha. Namaste.